Hi there, and welcome to this tutorial for AKCP's Quicklime DCIM Central Management Software. In this tutorial, we're going to be taking a look at how we can send SMS alerts based on a sensor status. So we can see we've got several sensors here. Some are in critical or warning status, and we may want to receive an alert to our cell phone letting us know when one of these sensors crosses into a critical status. So the first thing we're going to need is an SP Plus, an AKCP SP Plus device. So an SP2 Plus, an SPX Plus with our internal cellular data modem. I've got one of those here. So I've got an SP2 Plus with a modem on it. And if we go into the settings and we check in here under modem, you'll see we've got never dial out, use Ethernet only. But we are still connected for sending SMS. So we're not using this modem for data, but we are going to use it for sending alerts. We've got a good signal level. And the other thing we need to make sure is that our SP Plus device has been connected to Quicklime via MQTT. We have a video tutorial on how to connect your SP Plus to Quicklime if you're not familiar with that. So back over here in Quicklime, we are going to create under Events an action. And that action is going to be a SMS action. And then you can enter the phone number that you want to send this message to. And you can give it a customized name. We'll call this SMS demo action. Now here we can define the content of the message. So the system name, the description of the sensor, the value, and its status. And now you can customize this. We've got various macros you can add in here. So the system contact, if you've got a modem with GPS, we can also include the location and so on. So you can customize this message however you like. Once you're done with that, we go on next, and you're going to see all of the devices added to Quicklime that have a modem connected. In this case, we've only got one. That's our SP2 Plus demo modem. So we'll go ahead and select that, press next. Now we can choose the number of times to retry. If the SMS fails, we're going to retry 3 times with a 15-second interval in between. And when we click finish, we'll see that that action is now here in our list of actions. And we can test that action if we wish to send that message out. We can press test action now. The next step will be to connect this action to a sensor event. So we'll go under notification rules and click add. Now under here, we can select any of the sensors or multiple sensors that we wish to tie this SMS alert to. So let's go ahead and say we're going to receive an alert if our ping to our router becomes unreachable. And the action that we're going to perform if that ping is unreachable is the SMS demo action that we just created. We're going to say that it must be unreachable for 10 seconds before we trigger this action. And then we can enable or disable a scheduler. So we can choose specific times and days that we wish this action to be performed. So for example, you may want to send this SMS outside of office hours, and you may want to send an SMS to a different number or an email instead of an SMS during office hours. So you can choose to use this scheduler or not. And then we can also create escalations. So you may choose to send an SMS, and if the sensor is still critical after a certain number of seconds or minutes, then you may want to elevate that to a phone call. You may want to elevate it to an email. So once you're done with all of this, we'll click finish, and that will now show up here in our list of notifications. So the ping to the router, if it's unreachable, we perform the SMS demo action. If you no longer need this, you can delete it. You can also edit if you wish to make any changes. And you can also disable this action. So if you don't want to delete it, but you just want to disable the action temporarily, you can enable and disable through here. So that is how you create a SMS action and connect it to a sensor status here in Quicklime. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in our next video.